Yo, 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 what's good with it, y'all? It's your boy Lamborghini Preem back once again talking this boxing shit. And this isn't gonna be one of my usual prediction videos or breakdowns for any. Well, it is. It's sort of a breakdown, but it's more of some just friendly advice from a boxing fan to one of my personal favorite fighters, and that's my man Special K, Kell Brook. Now, I just recently saw an interview with Kell Brook. I think it was on IFL TV or one of them joints from over in the UK. Shout out Coogan. Shout out to everybody who, do their thing over in the UK. Could have been behind the gloves. Shout out Miguel, Joy Phelps. You know what I mean? It's what I saw from Kell Brook, I didn't like it. But I do understand. In the interview, Kell Brook was they was discussing his career, his recent loss to Errol Spence, and how he bounced back and everything, and what his plans for the future are. And in no uncertain terms, he basically was saying that he wants this to be his last year fighting. And he also said that he has a hunger for another world championship. He feels like he got a lot in the tank, and he still also wants an Amir Khan fight. All of that sounds wonderful. The part I didn't like was when they asked him about Errol Spence and whether he was that great. And Kell Brook said, no, he's not that great. Here's the thing. I believe Kell Brook when he says that. I believe that he believes that Errol Spence isn't that great. I do believe that. Do I believe he should have said that? No. I'm a firm believer in the old golden rule. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. You know what I mean? If you don't fuck with E. Spence like that, which I totally understand, or you feel like he's a little hyped, a little out of proportion, totally understand that too. But I wouldn't say that because it makes you look like you have sour grapes. And given the way that the fight ended, it just gives people ammunition to talk shit about you, G. And that's not something that I feel like you as a champion, former champion, deserve, So to rectify these things, it's a few things that you can do, because I feel like my man Kell Brook need a confidence booster. He need to be reminded that he's motherfucking Kell Brook. You know what I'm saying? He's the guy that went up to 160 and exposed Gennady Golovkin for not being able to do well with real pure boxers. You know what I'm saying? He's the dude that when he came down, like after that fight, when the whole world said he was going to duck E. Spence, he took him on. You know what I'm saying? Ill-advised. Because I personally would not have advised him to drop 13 pounds. You know what I'm saying? 13 pounds for a fight against Errol Spence when it's clear that you was barely making 147 all this time anyway, and it was time to move up. You know what I'm saying? And I just got to commend him. Like I said, the fact that he took the E. Spence fight and the way that he fought against Triple G, I'm a fan of Kell Brook for life. So here's my proposal. You know what I mean? I don't know if my man Eddie Hearn, shout out Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, I don't know if they're hearing this and nothing like that, but this would be my proposal for Kell Brook. He's going to beat Rabchenko, and he's going to realize he's going to get hit. Rabchenko's going to land at least once or twice on Kell Brook. And when he do, I think that's what's going to reassure Kell Brook that he's good to go. That's going to remind him that he's still himself. He might get a flashback or something depending on how he gets hit or whatever. But I feel like once he gets hit and he's able to take that shot, then he'll go right back to, he'll realize he's still the special one. You know what I mean? Those are two devastating injuries that he came back from, but those are also two injuries that I believe that he can return from, because Sugar Ray Leonard, in an era where medical science wasn't exactly it wasn't nearly as advanced as it is now. True indeed, I'm sure he had the best doctors of the time, but given that was the 80s and we talking about 2017, 16 here with Kell Brook, almost 20, 30 years later, I saw Sugar Ray Leonard bounce back. You know what I'm saying? From them retina surgeries and stuff like that. The retina surgery seemed like it's a little bit more closer to being a situation that could really end your career than just a broken orbital. Although, they both along the same lines of severity, but that's neither here nor there. My point is this: Ray Leonard got hit with the detached retina situation, was told he would probably have to retire, but he didn't retire, and he came back and he beat Marvin Hagler. Nobody saw that coming, man. Nobody saw that coming. You know what I mean? Nobody thought Ray Leonard was gonna beat Marvin Hagler. You know what I mean? Even when I watched some of the different documentaries on that fight and the different things that you can watch now on YouTube that shows you basically all of the build up and all of the lead up to the fight, nobody thought Ray Leonard had a chance in hell. Not a snowball's chance in hell. You know what I'm saying? To win that fight. And he pulled it out his ass, man. Now, I believe that 100% healthy Kell Brook at 154 can beat Errol Spence Jr. And I also believe that he's probably the only guy that can beat Errol Spence Jr. That's just my thoughts on it. I watched Kell Brook before the weight fluctuation and the age. Well, you know, the combination of the both. You know, because you fucking with your weight and shit when you advance, like 30 plus, it's not the same as when you 25, 26, 27. You can kind of do that Chavez Jr. shit he was doing, you know what I mean? But when you're 30 plus, you just can't do that. That's just, it's going to have an effect on you. You know what I'm saying? Now, I wish it would have happened to him later in the fight, but it seemed to kind of, the effect of the weight seemed to get to him around round 6. And once he started to slow down and get hit by E. Spence, that was really it, you know what I'm saying? So, but I still, to this day, I believe Kell Brook can beat Errol Spence Jr. I believe Kell Brook believes he could have beat Errol Spence Jr. I just also believe that the injuries that Kell has sustained has him second guessing everything. Yeah, them injuries, man. I believe those are what has shaking Kell Brook's confidence is the way that it has been shaken. But I also believe if Kell Brook is to win that world title at 154 from someone, not no vacant shit, even if he was to beat Saddam Ali, which I don't think is a cakewalk as everybody else do. I do believe Saddam Ali may be a little undersized for that division, but I don't believe that it's that he can't be beat by Kell Brook, and I don't believe that he can't be beat by just about anybody at 154 who has a belt, with the exception of Lara. I believe Lara's towards the end of his career, man. I feel like Lara might have 2 or 3 more fights left. With the way that his fights go, he uses his legs so much. I just feel like that it's just been so long with that style. I don't know. If he runs into a guy that's really good at cutting off the ring and got some pop, like say Jermell Charlo, he gonna get smoked, man. He probably get knocked out. If he is to run into even a Jarrett Hurd, man, that's a hell of a fight too, man. That's not an easy fight for him. You know, Jarrett Hurd got a lot of flaws and he can be beat, but the age disparity plus the fact that Lara's gonna slow down towards the end of the fight, I just believe that Lara just got too many miles on the odometer, and at this point, it's getting real close to the end for him. So, you know, I do salute Lara. He's one of my favorite fighters, one of my favorite boxers. But I feel like the time is, the sand is slowly slipping out the hourglass for Lara. You know what I'm saying? It's only a matter of time for somebody to beat him and take the belt. So, much respect to him for reigning as long as he has, though. The man has had the title for a very long time now, so salute to him. But like I said, I don't think so. I personally believe that Kell Brook at 154, a fully energized Kell Brook, will beat Lara, will beat Saddam Ali, definitely. And I know this is going to sound crazy, but I also believe he can beat Jermell Charlo. I believe he's a better boxer than Jermell Charlo. I believe they have equal power. I know it's going to sound crazy. Everybody's going to trip out over that, but let's keep it real. Jermell Charlo has power, but so does Kell Brook. And like I said in one of my videos previous to this, once you drain yourself down to make a weight, You lose so much of everything, just a little bit of everything. You know what I'm saying? You lose a little bit of stamina. You lose a little bit of power. You lose a little bit of punch resistance. And sometimes it's a little bit, sometimes it's a lot. In my opinion, I believe Kell Brook was a big boy at 147, and he had a lot of pop. But I believe at 154, his power will carry, and it will be equal, if not even more devastating, because he's more healthy. He's bigger. He's able to, do things. Just that. Those little 7 pounds will mean a lot for Kell Brook's career. So I just really believe he needs to stay there. And I feel like he needs to fight the Rabchenko fight. And then maybe a Saddam Ali. And then they say the Amir Khan fight would be after that. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. Because I feel like Amir Khan, that gives him enough time to get 1 or 2 fights into, and they get to build that back up, and they both be coming with a full head of steam. But then once Kell Brook smokes Khan, because there's no doubt in my mind, when they do fight, Kell Brook is going to knock out Amir Khan. No longer than 7 rounds. The fight might last 10 tops. I don't see it going past 10 at all. And 10 is a very, very generous estimate for my man Khan. I really love Khan's style. I love the way his fast hands work and the way that he moves. His attack is a beautiful thing to watch. But all you got to do is punch with him. And I feel like Kell Brook timing is underrated. And once he land on Khan, it's over. You know what I'm saying? Especially at 154. We saw how Khan looked at 154. We saw how Khan looked good at 147, but shit, if he was up against the right guy there, he probably would have got stretched too. You know, I'm pretty sure Thurman would have did the same thing that Canelo did to him. So, it's just heavy in the game when it comes to that. But I expect Kell to beat Khan, so let's add that up. And this year, he would have a Rabchenko fight now or whenever it comes within the next couple months or whatever. He does that fight. Then after that fight is over with, he goes to fight Saddam Ali. If Saddam Ali still has the belt by then, they can make that happen. He can pick up his title, the WBO title at 154. Then he can fight Khan for the big money fight, and it'll be a title on the line. It'll do huge business over in the UK. And then once he takes that fight, I think as the champion, his last fight, he should rematch Errol Spence Jr. I feel like he should train the hardest he's ever trained in his life. I feel like he should go to Fuerteventura because that's where he looked great training with Dominic Ingle. Just whatever it took for him to do the Spence fight the first time. But this time he won't be weight drained. And we'll get to see the best of Kell Brook. And I feel like with a full tank and full punch resistance and full punching power, I feel like Kell Brook can beat Errol Spence. I feel like if the fight was at 154 the last time, that fight, Errol Spence probably would have got stopped around the 11th round, man. The way Kell Brook was landing on him. And I never seen Errol Spence back up before. That was the only fight I ever saw him back up. And that was the only fight I ever seen Errol Spence look concerned. Plus, he was down on the cards before the injury. You know what I'm saying? That says a lot to me. Nobody has even been close to having Spence down on no fucking cards. So like I said, man, based off that performance and based off what I've seen from Kell Brook already, I believe he can pull this off. I know he said he only got 1 year left and he already got his shit planned out, and it looked like that's the way they're going Rabchenko, Ali, and Khan, and that's cool, but he has a better legacy waiting for him than just those. Like, if he was to do those fights and just retire, I feel like he'd still be leaving a lot on the table as far as his legacy. And that's not something I would like to see. I feel like Kell Brook can beat Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Triple G is still too big for Kell Brook. There's no need to try to rematch that. That was a money fight. We understand what that was. But the Errol Spence fight, I believe Kell Brook can win that. I believe it. I believe he believes it too, but I feel like his confidence is shot by the injuries. So we're going to see how the Rabchenko fight look, how he looks in there. And if he looks like how I expect him to look, which is absolutely spectacular, then I would love to see him go get a title from Saddam Ali, or even better, from Erislandy Lara. You know what I'm saying? Get a title from him. One of those two guys, beat one of those two guys, get the belt, fight Khan, get that shit out the way, get the money, cash him out, get Eddie rich, you know what I mean? Do what he got to do. Everybody gets paid off that fight because I feel like that makes big money if Kell becomes champion. You know what I mean? Because I really don't see Khan becoming champion right now. I don't see Khan being able to beat anyone. You know, the only thing I could see if Eddie Hearn was, you know, he is very smart, but if he was a gambling man willing to take the risk, I would put Khan in with Saddam Ali for the belt at 154, and then put Kell Brook in with Lara for the other title at 154. They both win that fight. If they both win those fights, then the Khan Brook fight becomes a mega fight. It becomes a super fight. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, that fight will make it will sell out wherever it's at, Wembley, any of that shit. You know what I mean? It's gonna do way better numbers than the Carl Froch, George Groves shit. You know what I mean? They're gonna get that money if they both got belts, and I believe those are both fights that both of those guys can win. I believe Khan can beat Saddam Ali. He can outpoint him for 12 rounds, and I also believe Kell can knock out or just beat Errol Lara. I believe that. You know what I'm saying? I just do. I believe Kell Brook is underrated in a lot of ways, and I don't want to see him retire underrated. You know what I'm saying? Just being a champion at 147. I believe he's good enough to be champion at 154 and 160, but if he's saying he don't want to fight past next year, then I don't think he should fight past next year, because when you fight, you got to have your heart into the shit, man. But I do believe that once he beats Rabchenko, and especially once he becomes world champion at 154, a lot of his confidence will be restored. And then after he destroys Khan and there's nothing really left to lose, I believe that Spence fight will look just that much more attractive. I believe Spence will be done grew out at 147, have to fight at 154, and Kell will be right there at 154, ready, primed, and just willing to do what he got to do. And I believe that when they do fight, Kell will win a 12-round decision unless Errol Spence stops him again, and I don't see that happening. You know what I'm saying? Even though Errol Spence done got in his head, because it's clear he done got in Kell's head, I still don't believe that at 154 Kell loses to him. Because, like I said, these next two fights, the Rabchenko and the title fight, will restore Kell's confidence, man. I'm really, really optimistic about that. That's something I would like to see. So, shout out to Spence, shout out to Kell Brook, shout out to Eddie Hearn, shout out Amir Khan, shout out Rabchenko, shout out my man Saddam Ali, shout out Errol Lara. I know this went on a little longer than I wanted it to, but I just wanted to, just lay out a scenario that I'd like to see my man Kell Brook accomplish before he retires, you know what I'm saying? And it don't have to take that long. This is the kind of shit that can happen within a year. So by this time next year, Kell could be ready to retire, be done fought Spence again, become world champion at 154, beat Khan, and got his mojo back after taking care of Rabchenko all in a year. So that would just be wonderful, So those are my thoughts on that, man. I really want to see my man Kell Brook bounce back. But to you, if you fuck with me, make sure you stop by my official site, hustlegameboss.com, and check out my all-new album, It's My Turn, the Throne Ascension LP. You know what I'm saying? It's a motherfucking classic, and it's available everywhere music is found. That's iTunes, Apple Music, Google Play, Spotify, Tidal. Big shout out to Tidal. YouTube, Amazon Music, Xbox Live, Pandora, anywhere. Anywhere you can imagine that has music for sale or for the stream, that where you can stream it, you type in the Supreme General while you enjoying it, and you're gonna find me. So yeah, man, I appreciate y'all once again, man. I'm on to the next one. 100.